Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay, well, let's get into the next one.
All right,
What's
let's
the
do
next
it.
one?
All right.
So-
This one is Kim. I don't know why I was looking at it. I already knew what it was. I was like, oh yeah, what is this one again? I sell like a shitload of this. Dakkar probably does too.
Yeah, we sell a lot of Kim Crawford, and for good reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's the best sellers?
yeah, that's true. We'll do the reds on that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
the best sellers. You mean in the wine world?
Like what do you guys move the most? Like what types of wine? I mean, obviously you guys are selling a lot of different stuff, but what's kind of your, your big push? Is it red over white for sure?
No, you'd be surprised. Kim Crawford sells a lot. Miyomi, which is a Pinot Noir, sells a lot.
Just doing a little there.
You sell a lot of Pinot Grigios just because it's...
Oh, for sure. Moscato.
Yeah, Moscatos. Pinot Grigios are easier to approach. They don't overwhelm you. Moscatos are sweet. So, those are the big ones.
Yeah, and a lot of people just like sweet stuff.
Yeah, they really do.
It's kind of sad. It's like I like the drier stuff, but it's probably just because I'm in the industry and I understand it a little bit more.
Yeah, you could appreciate what you're tasting.
Yeah, I've reached, like when I first started drinking wines, of course I like sweet stuff too. But like now as your palate develops and you start to pick up on other things other than just sweetness, then...
Isn't it weird how the more you get into something and the more knowledge you grow, and it can be in so many different topics, that your palate and your taste for what you like and don't like totally changes?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that weird?
I was in the same boat before I started studying where I was, and I liked sweet stuff. I liked Pinot Noirs that were a little different than we are tasting now, but it takes some year to appreciate it,
So it's the same thing. You just swirl it, take a look at it. And it's not hazy. It's actually super clear.
Cool.
Which is what it should be, right?
It's pale. Yeah.
It's actually really pungent, too, because you can smell it.
Yeah, those are my thoughts exactly, for sure. I don't know.
No, when you smell it, you realize that you're smelling wine. It doesn't smell like grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is a popular one because, the acidity in it really makes your mouth water, which makes you want to drink more.
And this is from the land down under next to Australia. It's in New Zealand. So I think this is the only Southern Hemisphere one that we got, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah. All right, what do you smell?
What do I smell?
Love that smell.
It's definitely less fruity than the one before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. It's
cool.
There's less of a punch.
Okay.
I don't know. I already tasted it, so it smells like a taste, but like...
Yeah,
it does. It's true, yeah.
I don't know how to pinpoint, you know what I mean? Like you said strawberries in the last one, and once you said it, it's like, yeah, it totally does smell like strawberries and taste like strawberries. But I would have never have guessed that.
Okay.
I don't know, it's just because I don't know how to pick it out. But.
Yeah, just to be honest, it takes a lot of practice with tasting and... tasting with people that know what they're talking about.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Doing descriptors for this one.
So Sauvignon Blanc is kind of known for being aggressive as far as they're really social. I like to say.
Mm-hmm.
I like New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs because they're so social. I pick up. I know it's a telltale sign for Sauvignon Blanc, but gooseberry. If anyone out there knows gooseberry, this is what it smells like. Kiwi.
The kiwi, yeah.
For sure, kiwi.
Big time.
The kiwi.
The kiwi.
It's good. It is. I'm glad that we're doing this because it is, like I said, the more you educate yourself, but also just trying them back to back versus, I rarely drink wine where it's like, oh, I had wine 6 months ago and this tastes different, I guess. Yeah. But back to back, it's a totally different experience.
It definitely is.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm getting like some bell peppers.
Hell yeah. No,
I
definitely.
think it's more like, I remember Kim Crawford last time I had it as having more like grapefruit to it, but I'm not getting a ton of it on this one.
I do get a grapefruit on it, like a mix between that and the melon.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely bell pepper. Bell pepper, as they like to call in the wine world, pyrazines.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, the Sauvignon Blanc is the mommy to Cabernet Sauvignon, and the daddy is Cab Franc. So this is going to taste really green bell pepper-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I've never been a big fruit eater. Mostly because of the tart and the tartness and like the texture.
Acidity,
So I've never been a huge fruit eater, so that probably doesn't help me with picking out all the fruits that are in wine by smelling it.
Well, that's like the thing too. Like he says gooseberry, and I'm always like, dude,
Right.
I've never had a gooseberry in my life.
No one really has. I mean, but that's what I used to go to farmers markets and just pick up fruits and smell them.
That's what they encourage us to do when we're studying.
Really?
Is like just to go to a farmer's market and it's like, hey, what's this? And then just like smell it and then put it back down. Which with COVID times, it's not exactly
not really
appreciated.
We'd probably get kicked out here, but
but this one's a refreshing one, and because it's so high in acid,
mm-hmm.
You want to pair it with maybe a little fattier foods. Yeah.
And I love this too. I do even after trying it and everything like that, passion fruit, citrus, stone fruits, and then the aroma is fresh cut grass and tropical fruit. But I like doing the Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand because you can taste one from there and you can taste one that's from 100 miles from us in California here, and they're completely different.
Really?
Even though it's the same grape and different, everything's different though, different hemispheres.
Mm-hmm.
Like California ones are more like lemongrass. They're less like on the stone fruit side. Like, so like this is, like we said, or I think it says passion fruit on there, or passion fruit, or like the bell peppers or the kiwis.
Mm-hmm.
That's more indicative of like a Marlboro New Zealand one.
Okay.
Versus ones in California, it's completely different.
And what's it called? Sauvignon something?
Sauvignon Blanc.
So that is the type of grape?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So they can, interesting, so they'll grow the different grape or the same grape in two totally different parts of the world, and you could totally taste the difference.
Oh yeah, you can tell just by smelling it. Okay, like this is a cold climate because of all that acidity.
Yeah.
Really?
They grow that in France and Chile, United States, New Zealand.
If you enjoyed this content, be sure to check out the Standing Still podcast, both here on YouTube and wherever else you listen to podcasts.